Directions for accessing CEC's online Life-Centered Education Transition Curriculum. Go to the website lce.cec.sped.org. Your administrator should provide you with a username, such as your school email address and password, for which you will be required to enter in order to access the curriculum. Click on the Login tab. This will direct you to the LCE homepage. Here is a summary of steps from the Getting Started instructions. Number 1. Entering a classroom and students into the system. The contact person should enter the username and password of the account administrator and add each teacher's name and school for all individuals that will be implementing the curriculum. After each teacher has been provided access to the curriculum, he or she should log into the website and follow the procedure for adding their classroom and students. Click on the Manage School Year tab located near the right side of the navigation bar. You will see a heading titled Manage Classrooms. Click on the Add Classroom tab. Choose a class name and click the blue Add tab. Next, click on the Students tab located under the Manage School Year tab. For each of your students, click Add Student and put in the student's name and all other information called for. You can assign each student to the class or classes he or she will be attending. Give each student a different username that is discrete and only relates to that student, such as their first and last name. For example, Ben Jones. Give each student a password, such as 12345. It is okay to give every student the same password. Use the drop-down menus where available to save time. Uploading student photos is optional, not required. For each student, click the box that says Allow Login to give them access to the system so they will be able to individually complete worksheets and assessments online. Scroll all the way down the page and hit the Add button to store the specific student identifying information you've created. Repeat this process for each student. Number 2, review the contents of the entire curriculum. Click on the Curriculum Matrix tab. There are 3 domains that can be studied by the individual students or classes. They include daily living skills, self-determination and interpersonal skills, and employment skills. Click on each of the domains and their respective competencies, subcompetencies, objectives, and lesson plans to glance through the content and become familiar with the broad range of skills the program is designed to improve. Note that 3 lessons are typically available for each objective and that the lessons fall along a continuum in terms of difficulty. Each lesson is labeled according to ascending complexity level. If a lesson is labeled with an A, that means that it is an introductory or icebreaker activity meant to create awareness of the content area. Lessons labeled A are building blocks leading to skill proficiency. Lessons designated E are more complex than the lessons designated as A. The E designation stands for explore. Students interact with the content and experiment with the concepts in the lessons labeled E. Lessons labeled P are the most complex among the sets of lessons provided in the LCE. P stands for performance or proficiency. P lessons require students to correctly apply or perform the skill in context. If students successfully complete activities and worksheets for lessons labeled P, then they should be prepared to demonstrate mastery of that content when it appears on one of the formal skill assessments contained in the program. There is a tab for printing out the lessons in cases when a computer isn't available. Correlations to applicable state standards are provided. Online internet resources are listed. View any lesson plan attachments. In this case, there is a coins and bills facts sheet. There is a tab labeled Activities that gives step-by-step of the lesson plan. There is also a tab called Alternative Instructional Strategies. Under that tab, it gives extra tasks that you may or may not want to use with your group. You can take or leave that advice. There is also a tab called Evaluations that gives you extra opportunity to assess your students' knowledge, and there's a tab for assigning the worksheets. Glance over the available worksheet to judge utility and appropriateness. Modify and use as a printout, or you can assign it to be completed on the computer. Assign the online worksheet to individual students or the entire group. Give a due date and hit the Assign tab. Number 3, preparing and assigning assessments. Prepare or select a pretest to determine a baseline score for student skills for each competency in all 3 domains to determine where instruction is needed and which lesson plans are appropriate for each individual in your class. New users will automatically have comprehensive assessments for daily living skills, self-determination, interpersonal skills, and employment skills that covers all objectives in their portal. All other teacher-assembled assessments will be permanently stored within the system. To access and assign the pre-assembled tests, click on the Curriculum Matrix tab on the homepage of the portal. Click on Assign Knowledge Battery. Choose the appropriate assessment and assign it to either individual students or the entire class. Choose a due date and click the Assign tab. Number 4, planning for assessment-driven instruction and updating of IEPs. Once the test has been completed, go to the Student tab on the Teacher portal to view the results for each student. The test results will indicate the areas of that part of the knowledge battery where the student needs instruction. The knowledge battery should be re-administered after those areas of the curriculum have been taught with the lesson plans for the objectives related to those curriculum areas. Teachers can also create reports to illustrate student data and determine strengths and weaknesses for each competency tested. On the home page, click on the Reports tab. Provide a name for your report. You can only create individual reports, so naming the report with the student's name is common. Click in the scores for the Knowledge Battery Assessment. Choose a domain, or for a comprehensive report, choose Show All. Choose a student. Choose a teacher, and then click Submit. Use the data to pinpoint deficiencies to develop lesson plans and IEP goals. Provide instruction related to outcome data that pinpoints deficiencies. To view the lesson plans, click on the Curriculum Matrix tab. Then choose a domain. Browse through the competencies, choosing one that is deficient for your student. Browse through the subcompetencies as well as the objectives. Note, each lesson can be printed out. The resource sheets, worksheets, and tests for students can also be printed out. Number 5, resources. To access the resources available to you on the LCE, click on the Resources tab located on the right-hand side of the home page. You will see a tab titled LCE Correlations to the Common Core State Standards. You can browse through this 77-page document to find literacy and math standards related to the topics you are teaching. Next, we have a teacher's guide. This is also available online and includes theoretical underpinnings and research foundations of the program. Here is an example of the contents that can be found in the teacher's guide. The third tab on this page is a Getting Started guide. This is also accessible to look up directions for using the program. This guide is organized around tasks the teacher performs, such as building tests. The table of contents will show instructions for creating assessments as well as creating your classrooms and managing your students and managing students' progress. The LCE also has a 36-minute video that you can access, as well as a support link for you to set in a help ticket, which is available Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. if you are having technical issues. For more information, please contact Nancy Phones, the Life-Centered Education Coordinator, Council for Exceptional Children, at 2900 Crystal Drive, Suite 1000, Arlington, Virginia 222 or you can call her at 703-264-9450.